Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of A Magelord Tale. Oop, a little bit of a leg spike there. Anyway, welcome back to A Magelord Tale. Last episode we went and raided a roguelike dungeon, and since then I've been kind of working on stuff off camera. The mod pack is updated, I've reinstalled the mods I added myself, and I made one change. Agriculture was an interesting mod, to be sure, but it just didn't cut it for me. The food, it was difficult to make the food. I don't know whether it's the mod itself or because I have it in a mod pack where it originally wasn't in. But yeah, I decided, agriculture, it's nice. It adds some pretty nice decorations. It adds a nice variety of food. I kind of think maybe the food is set up to not give you very much hunger at all, so you can actually make meals out of it, I guess. Which is an interesting idea, but it's not what I really want to do. So what I've done is I've removed that and I've added Pam's Harvest Craft along with the Hunger Overhaul, so that way I have good reason to actually be making a decent farmland and a wide variety of food. Right now I have eaten a bunch of fish sandwiches because they're a fairly simple meal to make. And I'm just coming in here to kind of show you my new setup for the kitchen. Since I don't have any of the counters and cupboards anymore, I now just will be using these shelves. I think I might make some more barrels and put them along this wall. Though this part does have a little bit of an issue with having leaves here. Because the wall I made is on this block in particular, so I can't really have a barrel here. I might be able to change it so that there's some willow wood here. And I don't know if I can do it or not. Maybe I can have it so that two different types of blocks are occupying the same space. I haven't tried that yet with the Forge micro blocks. But it's an idea. Probably not a very good one. This slime has been sitting here for hours and has not changed, so I think that the Hunger Overhaul might have removed the recipe to make drops. Slime drops and blood drops. Which is okay, I have a couple blood drops left. And I don't really eat them very often. Plus with the Hunger Overhaul mod, the better a meal you can make out of base food, the longer you're going to last before your hunger kicks in. So, aside from that, I have a frying pan, like normal, which I mainly use for cooking up bread. Yep, I pan fry my bread, which is just a weird thing to say. Got loads of basic items. I have a bunch of zombie flesh. I think you can still get jerky out of that. Let me toss them up here. I think you can. It just takes a while to actually do, and it's not exactly a very good meal. But I think there might be something else I can use zombie flesh for. I just don't know what it is yet. I'll have to look into that. The cutting board is actually kind of cool. Normally you can take the cutting board and put it in your inventory and do that, and I have to have the mixing bowl here. It's just up on my shelf. Let me actually grab that. Normally you would just do this and you would get your food. But they made it so that you can actually put the cutting board down and it'll give you a cutting board crafting interface, and you can do everything involving the cutting board in here. So that's pretty cool. I like it. Let's see, what else was there? I made a farmland, which I will go to in just a moment. I just have to change shape. I'll get to that in a moment. Just focus on Pam's harvest guide for now. My farmland is over here, and I should have actually grabbed myself a hoe. I didn't think about that. And I don't have one on me. So farmland's over here, and I am organizing my farmland into 4x4 areas for each crop. Because to me that works out perfectly fine. My carrots are almost grown. These have been taking a long time to grow, even with the bone meal and the sprinkler. Potatoes are grown at least. Wheat's growing fine. Watermelons are getting there. Got tons of lettuce. Some blueberries. Yeah, cool thing about this is that I can just right-click on a crop that's fully grown and it will just harvest the crop without breaking it and forcing me to replant it. But I'm not actually breaking any of them until I have... Or I'm not actually keeping any of them until I've got a full grid, like the sunflower seeds. I can collect all of these right now. And I can grab all the lettuce, all the cabbage. I forget which one this is. It's lettuce or cabbage. I think it's cabbage. Some kiwis. Need to keep expanding the farmland for that. Rice is almost grown. I got tons of mushrooms. These are grapes. Got loads of beans. Cranberries. I forget what this one is. This one might be the cranberries, actually. I think this one could be something different. Why is this not growing? Some of these crops... Oh, peanuts, that's what this one is. Some of these crops take a really long time to grow because they say it needs to be in a certain biome. And since we're in a biomes of plenty biome, I don't know if it's exactly working out quite right. Let's see, I think these are zucchinis. This one I have to get another hoe to finish tilling out the farmland. Ooh, wild blackberries. And pineapples. Oop, more sunflower. Okay. Now, another interesting thing about the food is that normal Minecraft food, you just eat it and you're done. With the food you get in Pam's Harvest Craft, it has different eat times. The better off the food is, the longer it will take you to eat, which I think is just kind of an aesthetic appeal more than anything. Oh, my orange tree is grown. It's quite nice. I forget what kind of tree this was, but it didn't grow any fruit. I think it might have been a cinnamon tree. I can worry about it later. Over here I planted a few other trees because I didn't really know where I'm going to put an orchard. I still don't know where I'm going to put an orchard. But yeah. These are growing okay. I actually did pick some nutmeg earlier. This is an apple tree, which I can use to get apple juice. That one's peppercorn. This one's bananas. Ooh, I actually learned something interesting about bananas recently. You know banana-flavored candy, how it doesn't taste like bananas? Apparently it does taste like bananas, just not the kind of bananas that we usually have in stores. The banana that they taste like is a nearly extinct banana because of bacterial infection or something that nearly wiped out the entire crop around the world. And what was it? It's the Gros Michel, which gros is spelled G-R-O-S, which means fat in French, and basically that's an accurate description. It's a fat banana. Let's see. What was I doing? I forgot. Oh yeah, I was gonna make some salad. So yeah, if those kind of bananas still existed, I would definitely eat a lot more bananas. I feel that the bananas we currently have are kind of bland and just not appealing to me. I'll put that away. I have some baked beans that I'll go through before I eat my salad. I'm really loving this mod. All the different foods you can make, it's just wonderful. Okay, so on to the next thing I was going to talk about. Over here, I decided to try setting up a mob tower. Now, I still am having difficulties with mob spawns in my game. I don't really know what's causing that. It might be some of the mods I have installed extra. It might not be. It's very difficult to say because the only mod I can think might possibly have an effect on mob spawn rates is the roguelike dungeons. And I don't have the current version of roguelike dungeons, I believe. So I might update that myself. Because it doesn't automatically update, I just have been using the same one for a few months now. Basically since I started this series. But I actually have to go up to the top first. But I took it upon myself to install my mob spawn system up at the top. And inside here, this used almost all 1,000 logs. And pretty much all of my 680 some wood planks to do. It used a lot of logs just on the pillars that I made because I kind of wanted it to look interesting. Inside, behind these, because I was running low on wood, I used loftwood planks. Behind these are the energy and mob essence pipes going up to the top. Because I couldn't be bothered to make one of those I don't remember what they're called. One of those item and energy transport things. You know what I'm talking about, right? I don't know what I'm talking about either. I'll just stop talking about it. But I used covers to hide the pipes, and it turns out that covers actually still let light in, so it was making this all bright. So I put those in just to make it dark. Now, mobs aren't actually spawning in here, which, you know, doesn't really surprise me because I'm having mob spawn issues. The only mobs I ever see when I'm going caving now are hecates. Nothing but hecates. It's annoying. And I hope that I can get it kind of fixed soon. It required me to use a fair amount of redstone and iron and rubber just to get all these conveyors in place. Because I have them like this because I was hoping that if I do get mobs to spawn properly again, I can just have endermen falling down in here and all going down there and, you know, just have a wonderful time. And not have to go to the end to get my ender pearls anymore. Ah, spider! Of course I had to break the one that lets spiders spawn first. And then you... Okay, let's get out of here because that one was cave spiders, and I do not feel like being poisoned right now. So a cool thing about this system is that it actually works very well with the 4 different spawners I have set up. The only issue being the spiders constantly climbing back up to that level. They get shoved back down though, so it's alright. Hello, spider. Now, down here, I have an interesting thing set up, which I will talk about in just a moment. Over here, we have the typical grinder with the fluid duct to get the mob essence up. It goes down underneath the floor and then up this log here. I need to replace my energy cell soon. But the system works out just fine. I get all the drops I can. The one thing that does suck is that zombie brains now only stack to 16 because of the hunger overhaul. I can deal with it though. It's just minorly irritating. And man, it works so well. I get so much mobs. Over here we have 2 drawbridges, just kind of camouflaged, to keep the mobs, well, to let the mobs drop down further if I don't want to be getting their drops. The only real reason I would want to do that is because down below I have my smeltery now. So the only real reason I would do that is if I really want to get a whole bunch of blood, which most likely I won't. Because honestly I can't really see any purpose in getting a whole bunch of blood. There is the issue I have right now that this will not keep spiders inside right now. I will fix that later on, most likely. I plan to anyway. But it's not important. And the system works, you know, just great like always. Now, something I could do potentially is collect spawners from the Twilight Forest and add those to my mob tower, because I don't believe those mobs, the Twilight Forest mobs, will count toward the count of these mobs, since they technically are different mobs. I know druids turn into witches. Ooh, actually, speaking of witches, that's the next thing I'm going to talk about. Oh, by the way, you might notice that there's lines in there. I put string in there to keep the vines from growing upwards. Because the vines kept growing upwards and it was allowing all the mobs, like the zombies and skeletons, to climb back up and stay out of the range of the grinder, which sucked. Anyway, speaking of witches, this pack now by default oh, excuse me. My throat's a little bit dry. And I don't have any water nearby. I need to fix that soon. This pack now has the Witchery mod, which has tons of cool stuff. You know, tons more cool magical stuff, which I'm quite interested in. One of the things that you can do with the Witchery mod is actually change a biome into another biome, which sounds absolutely amazing. And I might take advantage of that for my farmland area. Because technically my farmland is in a Sacred Springs biome, which is fine. I do enjoy the Sacred Springs biome. But I don't know if it's adversely affecting the growth rate of my crops. Ah, one of my carrots has finally grown. It's about time. So if the biome is adversely affecting the growth rate of my crops, it makes sense for me to completely change the biome so that my crops will grow faster, thereby allowing me to obtain more food more quickly. So that's something I am thinking of doing in the future. For now, I am getting a decent amount of food that's lasting me quite fine. Mostly I want to be able to just get large amounts of food simply to have large amounts of food, and to let my fields actually kind of grow and look pretty. Why did I go in here? I didn't want to go in here. So last thing I'm going to talk about for this episode, I know I'm not really doing much for this episode. I did a lot of work off camera, and now I'm just talking about it, but to be honest, all the work I did off camera took me a few hours to do and was not entirely exciting. It was quite a bit of grind work. A lot of grind crafting, basically. Anyway, do I have wood on me? I do have wood on me. Do I have iron available in here? No, I don't. I think cobblestone might work, though. I don't remember if the Hunger Overhaul makes it so you cannot makes it so you cannot craft iron or stone and wood hoes. We'll try it. I think it might not let me. Yeah, it doesn't let you. Okay. No problem. I'll just go get some iron from my other room. That's aluminum, not iron. It looks the same as iron. Come on. Can I make it out of lead? Probably not. Lead tools, that just doesn't make any sense at all. I really need to go mining again, because I use so much iron. I use iron more than anything. I need to make iron crops. That's what I need to do. And I forgot to set it so it just automatically goes in. Why did I exit that? Okay. Iron hoe. Do and do. There we go. So, in order to get seeds, the way I've been getting it is, I found this out kind of by accident. Normally, when you till the ground, you get farmland. However, no farmland. It just turns to dirt. But when you do this, you actually get seeds. Huh. Grows best in jungle. I didn't know that. Ooh, tea seeds. I think I might have those already. Zucchini. I'm hoping to get onion seeds. Because onions are one of the key ingredients to making a very good meal. Actually, they're key to a lot of good meals. Yeah, you do this and you get tons of different seeds. I only grabbed a few initially, and it was enough to get my farm started. Celery, turnip, leek. I'm going to have to make quite an expansive farm. And I actually kind of have a plan to go with that. I'm thinking of leaving these trees here, perhaps? Maybe? And, ooh, world hole. I'm going to have these sprinklers set up every 4 by 4. What am I? Who am I? B-dubs? Every 2 by 2 square of farmland is going to have a sprinkler dedicated to it. And what I'm going to do is, I think I will expand this way as well, but that's not going to work very well with the trees in the way. I'll just have to live with it. But something that I'm entertaining in my brain is turning these 2 trees into villager-friendly housing. Perhaps. Oh, I don't know. Because I want to have villagers in my area just to have them around. Kind of make it seem more like I'm making a civilized land out of this wild sacred springs. I don't know how well that would work trying to put villagers in the tree, though, because villagers have a very interesting way of doing their spawn stuff. And I don't know if it's going to be compatible with the tree. Well, the only thing I could really do is give it a try, and if it doesn't work, then I can just chop down the entire tree anyway. So I will definitely have to give that a try then. My mind is made up. Villagers will live in the trees with me. And who knows, I may even make a way to get over to this tree. Make a bridge between these two trees. Maybe. I will think about it. I might not. Let's see, let's think about this a little bit more. In order for a villager to have a house, there has to be an interior, which is designated by solid blocks, and an exterior, which is designated by, well, I guess clear blocks for lack of a better word. You know, like the inside of the door. Let's go over to my place and talk about it. So in here, we have nothing but leaf blocks above. And leaf blocks let light through, for the most part. I think that when the leaf blocks are thick enough, they don't let light through anymore and maybe count as a solid block. I don't think that's how it works, though. I don't really know much about villager spawning, so this is going to be an interesting thing for me to do. But what I think I will do is, inside of the villagers' houses, I will make the walls out of wood. I'll make everything out of wood for the villagers' houses. So inside the little areas, inside the rooms, is going to be wood. Outside, I will have, I think what I will do is have one leaf block above for the ceiling, since that doesn't, let me, I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Okay, so the inside will be made of wood, and I think I will cover the ceiling with leaf block covers, so that way it looks like the ceiling is made out of leaves. And outside, I will have the ceiling made out of actual leaves, but it will only be 1 block thick. And then far above, where the hallways are, I will have another leaf block, I believe. And I think that will count as a villager house. So only one way I can really test it, and that's to go to my creative world and give it a shot. Which, by the way, my creative world actually spawns mobs like crazy. They're everywhere. I don't know, so I don't know if it's a problem with my world or if it's the mods. I don't know anymore. Anyway, I think I will end my rambling episode here. This episode was pretty much just to kind of update you on what I'm doing with the series. I'm definitely going to have to be taking some more time to finish my tree. It is quite the project. I've used several stacks of leaves just on the top of the tree alone, and I think it is turning out quite nice. It's definitely going to look beautiful when it's all done. I just wish I could use my wand to change it, but I can't. So, hope you guys are enjoying the series still. There might not be very many episodes of this coming out for the time being because I'm at a point where I'm doing a lot of grind work. But when I get to projects that are not so grindy or that are kind of interesting, I will invite you guys along for the ride. We'll see where it goes. Let me open my snack sack and get myself some more salad. Like my attempts to make a villager-friendly tree. That's definitely going to have you guys invited along. So, don't forget to like, subscribe, and fave, guys. Stay tuned so we can see if my attempts to make a village tree actually works out. I will see you in the next episode. Take care and goodbye. Bye!